Hello readers, and welcome to Creative Wednesday. This is going to be a slideshow showing the process that we went through to create a fairy garden for our children using an old turtle sandbox. The first thing we did was my husband drilled holes in the bottom for drainage, and then I had the children look at the bottom of it and the inside and pick up all the little plastic bits left behind by the drill, because we definitely don't want to be putting that into our soil. We really like recycling and trying to use things in a different way, and this sandbox is one we've had for a few years now, and the lid of the box is just looking absolutely awful, and there are enough cats that roam around town that we really didn't want to have just an open sandbox. So we thought it would be fun to do a fairy garden, since those seem to be really popular right now, and our children absolutely love gardening. It's a really fun activity for young children to do. It helps them learn a little bit of responsibility, and also enjoy watching things come to life and watching things grow. Ben has decided he's my little recorder. He likes to play with my phone and take pictures and take videos. This is Sam, and he's growing so much, but he was our supervisor, and for a lot of it he was a fussy supervisor, which is the main reason why you won't see any pictures of me. The next pictures are going to be the flowers that we planted. Most of them we bought at our high school's plant sale. They do that for the FFA and also for the high school band. We picked a lot of different things. My children got to pick out what kind of flowers they wanted to do. So we had petunias, impatiens, marigolds, lobelia, and the last pictures are some pink vincas that were given to us at the playgroup I take the younger children to. Lots of different colors. They don't necessarily coordinate, but really the important part with this garden was that the kids could have fun, and we purposely chose annuals so that they can change up the garden every year and do something different. Jonathan did a lot of helping with this particular project. I was pretty much the aesthetic supervisor and baby cuddler for this one. Before we planted each flower, Jonathan would go through and put water in the hole where we were going to be planting to help give the plants a good start, because there is a little bit of shock for plants when you transplant them. So you want to make sure that you give them some good water so that they can adjust to being in a new place a little easier. Gary loves working in our garden, so does Gail. All of my kids really love being in the garden, and it was a lot of fun to plan this project with them to help them decide where to put their flowers. There's a lot of open space in it that you'll see towards the end when I show the entire thing, and part of that is to allow the plants room to grow in and fill in the space, but it's also because we still wanted the turtle to be a place the kids could play. And so we are going to be building a fairy house. That's probably going to be one of our first projects once school ends for the year. Can you believe school is almost over? How crazy is that? And then we're also going to give them rocks that they can use to build paths inside the turtle, and they'll be able to play with their cars in it and just have a fun little place that they can have their own little fairy world to play in. And it's been a fun project to do with them. Gail is so proud of her garden, and she's really good about reminding me to water the plants so that they stay healthy, which is good because I love gardening. It's one of my favorite things to do, but I will admit I am terrible about remembering to water. Most of the time my husband ends up watering our gardens because he's really good about remembering that, and I'm all, ooh, I planted them, I'm going to have a beautiful garden, and I promptly forget about them. I'm kind of childlike that way. but the flowers turned out actually looking really nice together. And really that's the fun thing with doing a garden that's just for the kids, is even though they choose lots of different colors and different varieties, there's that little bit of coordination that I think even just comes from them liking the bright colors, and bright colors look good together. Gail loves this picture because Ben had actually called Jonathan on his cell phone while he was standing right there, so we all had a good giggle. And Ben likes to help water the garden. He loves being able to help. Sometimes he's a little more destructive than helpful, but he does his best. And just like the other kids, he's learning, and we're looking forward to seeing how these plants fill in and how this garden looks as the summer goes on. And I will be sure to make a follow-up video when we have our fairy house built. So have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you later.